And here we are on December 1st, 2024 with Judy Moffitt Clark. And Judy is going to instruct us, probably for the first time, on how to make a number of cool dishes. Welcome, Judy.
Thank you to my kitchen on Douglas Street down in Clifton. Well, we're not downtown, Clifton Forge, Virginia.
And what do you have in store for us today?
Okay, well, the first thing is red beans and rice. And this is a New Orleans dish, but oddly enough, this recipe came from a cookbook out of Seattle, Washington, which I think is kind of funny. But so it's really inexpensive dish. We used to have it at a place called Buster Homes in New Orleans when Jerry and I were at Tulane University. What was it, 75 cents for a plate of red beans? And if you wanted chicken, it was $1.25 or something. And I don't think it exists anymore. But anyway, we're enjoying red beans at home. So I was going to show you the not many ingredients, but I usually buy a boneless ham steak, and I've cut it in half because since it's just two of us, I don't make that much red bean, don't make that many red beans. So I've cut the boneless ham steak in half, and I cubed it. And it is being sauteed in olive oil right now. You can see. It's a huge pan, so that's why it looks, and it smells so good. Anyway, it's cubed ham, and I'm sauteing in olive oil. Then I cut up an onion. I'm probably going to use half these onions. The rest of it go for somewhere else. They're just chopped up and not finely chopped. You don't have to finely chop it. Green onions, and I use scissors to chop those up because it's easier with scissors. And I also want to show, these are the red beans that I used. So this is a package of red kidney beans just from Kroger. I'm only going to use half a package. I'm just showing you this package so you'll know what they are. The red beans are covered with water, and I'm going to turn them on here in a little bit because it takes a while to cook. So here are the red beans. You see, don't just cover them with water. You have to put, the red beans get pretty big. So I'm going to start those cooking. I wish I could tell you how much salt that is, but I've been doing it for so long, I just kind of know how much. Oh, and I also forgot, excuse me, garlic. You can use real garlic, but this is the minced garlic you can just buy. We use so much garlic, I just use this instead. So the ham, I think, is just about sauteed enough. It smells really good. It's a little bit brown. And what I'm going to do is put the ham in the beans while they're cooking, and then I'm going to use that same olive oil that I sauteed the ham in. I'm going to put the green onions and the onions and the garlic and saute all that. So we probably want to cut it off right now. So, well, let me show you. I'll do this first. Hold on. There goes I think I just lost a little cube piece of ham right there. I did. So that's the ham. And now I think I'll just use half of these onions. Probably going to be too much. And the green onions. And a tablespoon of garlic. That's really all you need. Excuse me, teaspoon. I didn't mean to say tablespoon. And I think I'm going to need a little bit extra olive oil to go in there. That's not quite enough. And I will saute this until the onions are sort of translucent, but you don't want to overcook them because they're going to cook more in the red beans. And at this point, you don't want to watch me sauteing. It's going to be about 10 or 15 minutes. So you want to cut it off, and then we'll pick it back up.
Yeah, let's test and see how the volume level and everything is.
Okay. So I have sauteed the onions and the green onions and the garlic. This pan is huge. That's why these all look kind of lost in here. But and the onions are not quite translucent. They're just they're sauteed because they're going to cook more in the beans. So you don't want to overdo it. And in the meantime, the red beans, I'd pick it up, but it's super hot. The red beans are boiling, and I'm going to cut it back to about medium. The meat's already in there, the red beans are in there, and they're not just covered with water, they're more than covered because, like I said, the beans are going to expand. So anyway, they're right on medium right now. So I'm going to take these lovely onions, and they're just going to go straight into the red beans along with the garlic and whatnot. That looks pretty yummy. And they're going to cook for quite a while, like 2 or 3 hours before they're done. And we like them not mushy. We like them so that the beans are still kind of solid. Otherwise, it's just kind of a mush. But these will cook for a while. So this is something you don't want to go off and leave on top of the oven. You kind of have to keep an eye on it. I have tried this in a crock pot. Didn't really like the results. I think there's nothing like a good old-fashioned, I think this is aluminum, cast aluminum that I probably got from my mother. Now the other thing with red beans is you serve them over rice. There are lots of ways to make rice. You can minute rice, you can boil it on the top of the stove, but I have this special, I've already got it full of water. This is something I inherited from my mother. It's a rice steamer. I haven't put the rice in yet. But if you use a steamer, see how there's water in the bottom of this. And then there are little holes up here. The rice will go in here, 1 to 1. Usually when you boil rice, it's 2 cups of water for every cup of rice, but this will be 1 cup of water to 1 cup of rice. And put it on top of the stove, but it has to cook for 30 minutes. So that's how we love rice. Like I said, there are many other ways to cook it. And I don't even know if you can buy these steamers anymore. Like I said, I got the bottom part died and I had to replace it. See, it's just a little steamer. I even lost the top, so I had to improvise and put a new top on it. But this will be so delicious. This is something we have, about every other Sunday. My grandchildren in Charlotte, they're my biggest fans other than Jerry, and also our older son loves them too. So they're a real staple. But to me, this is the best way to have rice. I've had minute rice. It's not bad. You can cook it. There are rice cookers that our daughter-in-law has one, and it comes out very nice and fluffy. The goal is to have fluffy rice. So anyway, so I'm not going to turn this on just now, but let's see if I can find the top for it. I had to improvise with a top because I lost the other one. But that thing is, sorry. Just as long as it covers it and it keeps the steam from escaping too much. So anyway, so the red beans will be at least a couple of hours before they're done. And keep an eye, you might have to add water if it looks like it's getting, if the beans are expanding too much, you might have to add water to them. I am not a hot sauce fan, so I don't put, a lot of people do. You can always add the hot sauce after it's cooked. A lot of people do that. What's the one? Tabasco sauce. It's McElhaney's Tabasco sauce, and probably the best thing to use. I don't happen to have any because it gives me heartburn, but you could add hot sauce. I didn't add any pepper. You can also add that. And the best thing to have with red beans is piping hot French bread with butter.